G'day viewers, Retro Man here. Today I'm here to give you the lowdown on episode 1 of Tulsa King, starring Sylvester Stallone. Stay tuned for more.
Coming to you from a basement studio somewhere down under, it's the 80s Show with Australia's Retro Man. On tonight's show, Retro Man gives you the lowdown on episode 1 of Tulsa King. Well, what are we waiting for? Lights, camera, Retro Man!
G'day viewers, Retro Man here and welcome to the 80s Show. Now today I'll be telling you about a recent release with some nostalgic flavour. That's right guys, Sylvester Stallone is back in a brand new crime series called Tulsa King. Now episode 1 has just dropped on Paramount Plus and I checked it out. It was called Go West Old Man. And I tell you what, I had a lot of fun with this series. It's a gangster series, and I mean Sly playing a gangster. I mean, with his Italian background, I really think that he suits this sort of stuff. And the series has been created and produced by Taylor Sheridan. This guy is the driving force behind Yellowstone, that popular series starring Kevin Costner. Now maybe he can do the same thing here and turn Tulsa King into an immediate success. Well, is it going to be the new Sopranos? Maybe. I mean, we've got the star power of Sylvester Stallone, and he's also got a lot of very charismatic people around him in this series, so I definitely think this is one to watch.
They kept my mouth shut for 25 years.
I don't know what you're expecting, now that you're back.
I'm expecting adequate compensation.
Tulsa. What's Tulsa? I want you to go there. The horse race, the Springboard Mile. There's nobody doing nothing. You can do whatever you want.
Not exactly the welcome I was expecting.
Stallone is now 75 years of age. He's a seasoned actor. And in this series, he's playing Dwight, the General Manfredi. Now, he's a gangster that has been in the clink in jail for 25 years. And he's just been released back onto the streets of New York. And he kind of goes and visits his mob family, and they don't really have a place for him now anymore after 25 years. So they kind of banish Dwight to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So this is a very interesting gangster tale. It's set up really well. I mean, there's some great actors in that room with Sly, these other guys playing these gangster roles at the start. And it has a great premise, a great setup. And it's all about Sly now, or should I say Dwight Manfredi, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a gangster, essentially a fish out of water. And he's in this town and he's very quickly trying to scope the place out and sort of build his own little empire. He's kind of, grabbing an associate here and there and sort of putting people together very quickly. I mean, the first guy he meets is a cab driver. His name is Tyson, played by Jay Will. And he's very good in this as well. And hey, all of a sudden he's the cabbie that takes him into town. But Sly's like, well, you know what? I want you to be my driver from now on, and I will pay you, I think it was $2,000 a week to sort of drive him around Tulsa. And after that, Sly goes to the local bar and he starts mixing it up with the locals. He also has a bit of a run-in at this marijuana distillery and decides to siphon some of the money that is going on there. That's a bit of a cash flow business and Sly wants a cut of it. And also he gets mixed up with a lady at a bar and has a bit of a one-night stand. She's played by Andrea Savage. And she's, in her late 40s. Sly is 75. And what's very interesting, they have a nice little bit there where they kind of play on the age gap. And I tell you what's very satisfying and very refreshing about this series is that it's actually loaded with comedy. There is a lot of laughs generated out of this material. Amazingly, it's not just this hard-edged gangster series. There's a lot of dark humour generated out of this thing. And Sly is really having a ball with it. You can tell he's delivering more dialogue than he ever has before, but he really has a handle on it. And he's created a very interesting character here. I think in those echelon of classic Sly characters, if this thing progresses and picks up the heat, I think Dwight Manfredi is, could be just behind Rocky and Rambo and these other guys that he's played. This is a neat little cap coming into the twilight of his career, and I was very impressed with this. I actually was a little surprised. It's probably a bit better than I thought. I thought it'd be more serious, and knowing that it has that undercurrent of comedy and that fish out of water tone, I mean, it really stylises well and gives this thing some burst of fun. So there's some violence, there's some darkness, and there's this comical edge that really drives this thing. So I'm looking forward to episode 2, guys. So what I would like to know is, have you watched the pilot episode 1 of Tulsa King, and what do you think of it? I mean, do you think Sly fits into that gangster world seamlessly? I certainly do.
I'm gonna own this thing.
Tulsa King, new series streaming November 13th.
Are those lizard boots you're wearing?
Made in Texas, just like me.
Made in Italy, like my old man.
Exclusively on Paramount Plus.
So tell me what you think about Tulsa King. I think it's a lot of fun. It's showing a lot of promise, and I'm excited about watching episode 2. So I will do that when it drops. So far in Australia, it's streaming on Paramount Plus, and there's only 1 episode up there to watch, and I think it's highly recommended as far as Retro Man goes. I mean, if you like Sly Stallone, if you like gangsters, check it out. It's worth a shot, guys.
This wasn't necessary.
So in the meantime, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to see Retro Man talk a little more about Tulsa King, I might just come back and talk about another episode very soon. In the meantime, make sure you check out the pilot. It's highly recommended. It's a lot of fun. Gangsters, comedy, fish out of water. What's not to like? And Sly at the top of his game. His best performance since Creed. And I tell you what, those suits, man, Sly, you have some style. Anyway, guys, this is Retro Man, living the dream. 80s style. Stay gold.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang and just as tough as Stallone in Tulsa King. Please subscribe and good night, viewers.